There are three real indicators that Biden lost this debate. His tell is when he says, come on. He said, come on 1,000 times last night.
It's all going to be over soon. Come on. Learning to live with it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, folks. Come on. Come on. Come on. Is lecturing me on Social Security and Medicare? Come on.
And this was, I thought, maybe the best moment of the night for Donald Trump. Joe Biden finally got tired of all of this, and he pivoted to what was obviously a pre-planned response. There's only one problem. Trump absolutely walloped him over it. This is the worst moment of the debate for Biden, bar none.
He doesn't want to talk about the substantive issues. It's not about his family and my family. It's about your family. And your family's hurting badly. If you're making less than, if you're a middle-class family, you're getting hurt badly right now.
That's a typical political statement. Let's get off this China thing. And then he looks, the family, around the table, everything. Just a typical politician when I see that.
Let's talk about North Korea.
I'm not a typical politician.
Okay,
that's why I got elected.
Okay, so that is a great debate tactic. Okay, he just Chris Christie'd him. So remember back in 2016, Chris Christie, Marco Rubio, they were in a debate, and Christie committed the world's first political murder-suicide. He was already basically done with the race, and so he just took out Rubio. Rubio had a shot at taking out Trump in New Hampshire, and Christie looked at Rubio and said, what you're going to say right now is that, make no mistake, blah, 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 blah. And then Rubio came back and said, make no mistake, blah, blah, blah. And everybody went, oh, boom. It was the best moment for Trump. It was very, very funny. It was the best moment for Trump all night. And again, highlight the fact that Trump is not your typical politician, which in many cases is not ideal, but in this case is kind of ideal. So there were three lines of attack for Trump last night. One is that Joe Biden is lockdown king. Second is that Joe Biden is corrupt. And third is that Joe Biden never got anything done. He's been in government his entire life, and he's never gotten anything done. He points this out last night.
He was there for 47 years. He didn't do it. He was now there as vice president for 8 years. And it's not like it was 25 years ago. It was 3 3/4. It was just a little while ago, right? Less than 4 years ago. He didn't do anything.
Okay, then the debate turned to illegal immigration.
Let me just tell you.
Kids with their families,
let me just tell you.
Mr.
They
President.
built cages. You know, they used to say, I built the cages. And then it was determined they were built in 2014. That was him. A lot of these kids come out without the parents.
Yeah. These 500 plus kids came with parents. They separated them at the border.
Who built the cages, Joe?
Let's talk about what
Who built the cages, Joe?
Okay, and that was the big question, right? And Joe couldn't answer it because the fact is that it was the Obama administration that built the cages. And then Biden kept going on about all the things he was going to do with regard to illegal immigration, and Trump went back to, again, that third theme, which is that Joe Biden has been in government forever and never did anything about any of this stuff.
He had 8 years to do what he said he was going to do. And I've changed without having a specific. We got rid of catch and release. We got rid of a lot of horrible things that they put in and that they lived with. But he had 8 years he was vice president. He did nothing except build cages to keep children in.
It is true. The catch and release policy is a garbage policy, and it has released not 11 million illegal immigrants into the center of the country. It has released many, many more illegal immigrants, probably closer to 15 or 20 million illegal immigrants in the country at this point. But again, Trump's main point here, which is that Joe Biden, he keeps promising things, and he's been in the government forever. He is not wrong.
And again, he's been in government 47 years. He never did a thing except in 1994 when he did such harm to the black community. And they were called, and he called them, super predators.
This culminated with a very, very weak exchange for Joe Biden. So here was Joe Biden explaining what he's going to do now. And Trump again hammers him with, okay, so why didn't you do it? You've been here for 50 years. Why didn't you do it? And Biden's answer is so stunningly and blindingly bad that it actually stops the debate dead.
That's why I've been arguing that, in fact, we should not send anyone to jail for a pure drug offense. They should be going into treatment.
Why didn't you do it in the 8 years, a short time ago? Why didn't you do it? You just said, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. You put tens of thousands of mostly black young men in prison. Now you're saying you're going to undo that. Why didn't you get it done? You had 8 years with Obama. You know why, Joe? Because you're all talk and no action.
All right, Vice President Biden, and then we're going to move on to the next section.
We had a Republican Congress. That's the answer.
Well, you
Okay.
got to talk them into it, Joe. Sometimes
All right.
you got to talk them into it.
We're going to move on to our next section,
Like I
which
did
is
with criminal
climate
justice
change.
reform. I had
Okay.
to talk Democrats into it.
Gentlemen,
You did what we
we're running out
already
of
done.
time, so we got to get on to
Okay.
climate change, please.
Okay, so Joe Biden stops absolutely dead after he says, we had a Republican Congress. No, you didn't. For the first 2 years of the Barack Obama administration, not only did Democrats have a majority in the House, they had a super majority in the Senate. They had a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate.
Come on. Come on. Come on, folks. Come on. Come on.